This is a quote, treacherous. That comes from the International Energy Agency. They cut their forecast for 2020. Jared Blikre is watching oil, and there was a time when oil prices falling would be considered a good thing, but there's a lot with this, right?
That's correct. And oil going to -40, that is definitely a bad thing. But it's nowhere near that right now. And let's go back to that report. The IEA is saying that they revised downward their estimate for demand in this current year to 97.1 million barrels per day. That was lowered by 200,000 barrels per day. They are, however, keeping their outlook for 2021 the same. And a couple other things in the report. The UAE was found to have cheated on its oil exports by about 520,000 barrels per day, and that's in violation of its OPEC Plus agreement. This has been a sore spot for quite some time for Saudi Arabia, which itself has been going above and beyond its required cuts. And so Russia's been compliant for the most part lately, not originally, but lately. Saudi Arabia has, but they've been having trouble with the UAE, with Iraq, and some other nations, and so that is weighing on the price of crude. But let's take a look at what crude oil is doing right now. It's up 1% right now, roughly over the last 3 months. You can see it's about flat, though. After peaking at about 43.50 per barrel, it's since crashed, and it's now around $36, $37 per barrel.
And Jared, it's interesting that we've got oil higher today, even given this cut to the demand forecast and some of the other dynamics you're talking about. We also got Chinese economic data, right? So consumer spending, they're rising for the first time this year. You got to think that may have something to do with the move in oil, or maybe just the fact that it's no surprise that demand is falling.
That's exactly right, Julie, because oil has been highly correlated to the Chinese reopening efforts. And a big part of the reason why it was able to rally from $20 a barrel all the way up to north of 40 was because of the strength of the Chinese economy. And that's, in fact, why we got that pop overnight. And we're simply maintaining those gains right now. So a lot of the oil picture has to do with demand. You know, these monthly reports that we get from the IEA, the EIA, OPEC Plus, whatever, these don't have too much impact on the current price of oil. It's mainly that economic data that we're getting in China as well as U.S.